Hello everybody, good evening and welcome. My name is Joshua Mason. I'm the company director at Inspirations Theatre Company, which is based in Chesterfield, Derbyshire in the UK, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome you along tonight to the return of our musical theatre quizzes. And tonight's theme is Pasek and Paul. First, I want to remind you of how you can stay in touch or get in touch with us here at Inspirations Theatre Company. So you can call, text or WhatsApp us 07584 635932. If you're contacting us internationally, then please make sure to replace that first zero with +44, which is the international dialing code for the United Kingdom. Alternatively, you can email us inspirationstc.email@gmail.com, or why not visit our website yitc.yolasite.com. But most importantly, make sure that you're following us across all of our social media networks. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube. All of our profiles are at Inspo Theatre. Thank you so much to all of those people who have subscribed to us on YouTube. We have just ticked over to 100 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing and means that we've now secured a unique domain link for our channel on YouTube. So now you can literally just search Inspirations Theatre Company and we will appear. It's magical and brilliant. And it's only because we've gained those much needed 100 subscribers. So thank you to each and every one of you. And if you haven't subscribed to us on there yet, then make sure that you do. We are regularly posting new content, including lockdown performance videos, like the 10th one that we have just released on Saturday of You Will Be Found from Dear Evan Hansen, in honour not only of our relaunch of our lockdown quarantine activities, starting with Pasek and Paul, who obviously wrote Dear Evan Hansen, but also in support of all the creative artists, performers across the world who are struggling at the moment due to lockdown and COVID-19, and to know that we are all in this together and that we will come out stronger the other end. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure that you head over to our YouTube channel and check it out. Now, want to also remind you of some of the other activities that we've got coming up this week. So we've got our James and the Giant Peach online read-through taking place on Friday evening and Sunday afternoon. This is of course based on the fantastic classic children's book by Roald Dahl, which tells the fantastical tale of James and a peach that's giant. Oh, I've told you all the information that you need there. No, and he goes on an adventure with some insect friends all across the world while being chased by his horrible guardian Spiker and Sponge. It's a really, really fun show with great parts available for all ages and all abilities. So if you're interested in getting involved with that, there is still time. You can email us inspirationstc.email@gmail.com and we will send out all the information that you need. But also, as you can see here on your screen, we are also running another of our online concerts. This is the return of our online concerts, this week celebrating the work of Pasek and Paul. So what we'd like you to do is do a video for us, and you could sing, you could dance, you could play an instrument or do some acting or any other performance skill, so long as you are using material from either a show, a TV or a film that has material written by Pasek and Paul. And there are lots and lots and lots, some that you're probably going to discover during this quiz. So send your performance to us using the completely free WeTransfer website to that email address, inspirationstc.email@gmail.com, by 4 p.m. on Saturday, the 14th of November. That's this coming Saturday. And then you can join me again live at tinyurl.com/Pasek Paul concert at 7 p.m. that same evening, so Saturday the 14th of November, where I will be presenting back to you all the amazing performances that we have received. Previous concerts in the past, we have had performances from all over the world. So people all over the UK got involved, but also from places like Italy, Malaysia, Indonesia, South Africa, and the United States of America, to name just a few. So we would love to welcome you along if you've done one of our concerts in the past, but also if you're really missing performing and you just want an opportunity to showcase what you love doing and what you are great at, then please do get involved for the first time with another of our online concerts. Right, you should now have had time to click on the link in the description of this video, which takes you to your online answer form. Fill in all the required information, including your email address, a team name, and a shout out. We would love to know who is getting involved, where you are, and what your favourite Pasek and Paul show, TV show, film, song, anything that you love about Pasek and Paul. And we will be shouting out those just before we go through the answers. We also ask you to have a pen and paper handy. This is just so that you can quickly jot your answers down, and then when we go through the answers at the end, you'll be able to self-mark, because once you've submitted your online forms, you won't be able to see your answers anymore. So, hopefully you are all ready to go. So let's get started with tonight's musical theatre quiz, all on Pasek and Paul. And the first round is going to be all about their lives. So, life is round one. Starting with question number 1. Pasek's mother is a professor at Temple University. What is her area of study? Music, psychology, sociology, or physics? Question number 1. Pasek's mother is a professor at Temple University. What is her area of study? Music, psychology, sociology, or physics? Sorry, I have just been informed that I hadn't opened up the quiz form. So none of you will have been able to access it. I'm really, really sorry. I have just gone on and I have sorted that out. So you can now get access to the online form for your answers. So if you've clicked on that link and it hasn't worked, you're probably using your backup with your paper and pen, which is brilliant. But you can now click on that link and it should now let you access so that you can fill in your required information. So the email address, your team name, shout out, and then you'll be ready to get dived in with your online answer form. Sorry about that, technical glitches, it is our first one back, but hopefully that's going to have sorted it for you. So we're going to recap all of the round 1 questions after we've gone through them as well. So even if you're rushing around now thinking that you're missing stuff, don't worry, we will go through everything again near the end. Let's move on to question number 2. What are Pasek and Paul's first names? Is it Benj and Justin, Ben and Jason, Connor and James, or Connor and Joshua? Question number 2. What are Pasek and Paul's first names? Benj and Justin, Ben and Jason, Connor and James, Connor and Joshua. Hello to anybody who's only just tuning in, or to anybody who may still be having problems accessing their online form. Welcome! This is the Pasek and Paul Musical Theatre Quiz. We have now just opened the online form. I forgot to do it, I'm really sorry. So all you have to do to be involved is click on the link in the description of this video to be taken to your answer form, fill in all the required information, and then you can rewind this video to catch up on any questions that you've missed, or we're going to be recapping them again near the end. We're in round 1, all about Pasek and Paul's life. Let's move on to question number 3. What was the name of the drama group that both Pasek and Paul attended while studying at high school? The pushpin players, the scissors players, the staples players, the pencils players. Question number 3. What was the name of the drama group both Pasek and Paul attended while studying at high school? The pushpin players, scissors players, the staples players, or the pencils players? Moving on to question number 4. How many children does Paul have? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Question number 4. How many children does Paul have? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Question number 5. Who is eldest? Pasek or Paul? Question number 5. Who is eldest? Pasek or Paul? Moving on to question number 6. Which university did both Pasek and Paul graduate from? Andrews University, North Michigan University, the University of Michigan, Albion University. Question number 6. Which university did both Pasek and Paul graduate from? Andrews University, North Michigan University, University of Michigan, or Albion University? Hello to anybody who's only just joining us. You can still get involved. All you need to do is click on the link in the description of this video to be taken to your online answer form, fill in all the required information, and then you can rewind this video and catch up on any questions that you've missed. We're in round 1 and we're moving on to question number 7. While attending university, which Zeusical character did Pasek play? Cat in the Hat, Yertle the Turtle, Horton the Elephant, or General Schmitz? Question number 7. While attending university, which Zeusical character did Pasek play? Cat in the Hat, Yertle the Turtle, Horton the Elephant, or General Schmitz? Just 2 more questions to go in this round. Oh, I'm covering up this one. Hang on. I'm going to move myself so that you can, so that you'll be able to see this, he says. If by the power of technology I can. Hey! So question number 8. Pasek and Paul were the youngest recipients ever of an award which honours the most promising musical theatre songwriters. Which musical theatre composer is the award named after? Lin-Manuel Miranda, Andrew Lloyd Webber, Jonathan Larson. That last answer, which is just about to load, is Stephen Sondheim. So, question number 8. Pasek and Paul were the youngest recipients ever of an award which honours most promising musical theatre songwriters. Which musical theatre composer is the award named after? Lin-Manuel Miranda, Andrew Lloyd Webber, Jonathan Larson, Stephen Sondheim. And finally, in this round, question number 9. Although they generally share credit for both elements of songwriting, who is primarily responsible for each element? So, is Pasek responsible for the music and Paul responsible for the lyrics? Or is it the other way round? Is Pasek responsible for the lyrics and Paul responsible for the music? And that's the final question in the first round about their lives. We're going to be moving on to questions more about their films and their shows next, which I'm sure that you'll probably know a little bit more about if you feel you haven't done too well in this first round. But if it was easy, it wouldn't be as much fun, would it? So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly recap all of the questions in round 1. So rewind. No, that's a different composer. Right, question number 1. Pasek's mother is a professor at Temple University. What is her area of study? Music, psychology, sociology, or physics? Question 2. What are Pasek and Paul's first names? Benj and Justin, Ben and Jason, Connor and James, Connor and Joshua. Question 3. What was the name of the drama group both Pasek and Paul attended while studying at high school? Pushpin Players, Scissors Players, Staples Players, or Pencils Players? Question 4. How many children does Paul have? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Question 5. Who is eldest? Pasek or Paul? Question 6. Which university did both Pasek and Paul graduate from? Andrews University, North Michigan University, the University of Michigan, Albion University. Question 7. While attending university, which Zeusical character did Pasek play? Cat in the Hat, Yertle the Turtle, Horton the Elephant, General Schmitz. Question number 8. Pasek and Paul were the youngest recipients ever of an award which honours most promising musical theatre songwriters. Which musical theatre composer is the award named after? Lin-Manuel Miranda, Andrew Lloyd Webber, Jonathan Larson, Stephen Sondheim. And finally in this round, although they generally share credit for both elements of songwriting, who is primarily responsible for each element? Pasek for the music and Paul for the lyrics, or the other way around? Pasek for the lyrics and Paul for the music. So, that's it for round 1 recap. That means we are ready to head into our second round, all about Pasek and Paul's shows, films, TV shows, basically their work. So, Question 1 in round 2. Which was Pasek and Paul's first show on Broadway? Dogfight, A Christmas Story, La La Land, Dear Evan Hansen. Question number 1. Which was Pasek and Paul's first show on Broadway? Dogfight, A Christmas Story, La La Land, Dear Evan Hansen. Question number 2. Which superhero TV show did Pasek and Paul write a song for in 2017? Supergirl, Luke Cage, Arrow, Flash. So question number 2. Which superhero TV show did Pasek and Paul write a song for in 2017? Supergirl, Luke Cage, Arrow, Flash. If this doesn't show you the versatility of both Pasek and Paul, I don't know what will. How many other composers do you know that have written songs for a superhero-based TV show? Question number 3. In Dear Evan Hansen, how did Evan break his arm? Arm wrestling, slipped on ice, came off a bike, fell out of a tree. So, question number 3. In Dear Evan Hansen, how did Evan break his arm? Arm wrestling, slipped on ice, came off a bike, fell out of a tree. Moving on to question number 4. Which 2 of the following animated films have Pasek and Paul written songs for? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, The Lego Movie, Cars, Trolls, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Shrek Forever, Tom and Jerry Back to Oz. So you need to select 2 answers here. So, question 4. Which 2 of the following animated films have Pasek and Paul written songs for? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, The Lego Movie, Cars, Trolls, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Shrek Forever, Tom and Jerry Back to Oz. Okay, moving on to question number 5 in our second round. In 2016, at the 71st Tony Awards, Dear Evan Hansen was nominated for 9 awards. How many did it actually win? 6, 7, 8, or 9? Question number 5. In 2016, at the 71st Tony Awards, Dear Evan Hansen was nominated for 9 awards. How many did it actually win? 6, 7, 8, 9. Hello to anybody who might only just be tuning in. Welcome. This is the return of Inspirations Theatre Company's musical theatre quiz night. This week's theme is Pasek and Paul. You can still get involved. All you need to do is click on the link in the description of this video to be taken to your online answer form. Fill in all the required information and then you can rewind this video and catch up on any questions that you've missed, or wait for our quick roundups of each round's questions. We're on round 2, all about their films, shows, TV shows, and we're moving on to question number 6 of 9. Which recent Disney live-action remake did Pasek and Paul write 2 additional songs for? The Jungle Book, Aladdin, The Lion King, Cinderella. Question number 6. Which recent Disney live-action remake did Pasek and Paul write 2 additional songs for? The Jungle Book, Aladdin, The Lion King, Cinderella. Number 7. Which song secured Pasek and Paul their first Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song? In the Market for a Miracle, This Is Me, Audition, City of Stars. Question 7. Which song secured Pasek and Paul their first Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song? In the Market for a Miracle, This Is Me, Audition, City of Stars. Question number 8. Which show secured Pasek and Paul their first Tony Award nomination? A Christmas Story, White Noise, A Cautionary Musical, Smash, Dear Evan Hansen. Question 8. Which show secured Pasek and Paul their first Tony Award nomination? A Christmas Story, White Noise, A Cautionary Musical, Smash, Dear Evan Hansen. And finally, in round 2, which is the first Pasek and Paul stage musical that is going to be adapted for film? James and the Giant Peach, Dear Evan Hansen, Dogfight, Edges. Question number 9. Which is the first Pasek and Paul stage musical that is going to be adapted for film? James and the Giant Peach, Dear Evan Hansen, Dogfight, Edges. And that is the end of our second round here for our Pasek and Paul quiz. So again, what we're going to do is very quickly rewind and recap all of the questions in our second round about their shows, films and TV shows. So question number 1. Which was Pasek and Paul's first show on Broadway? Dogfight, A Christmas Story, La La Land or Dear Evan Hansen? Question 2. Which superhero TV show did Pasek and Paul write a song for in 2017? Supergirl, Luke Cage, Arrow, Flash. Question 3. In Dear Evan Hansen, how did Evan break his arm? Arm wrestling? He slipped on ice? He came off his bike? He fell out of a tree? Question number 4. Which two of the following animated films have Pasek and Paul written songs for? So remember, you need to have written down 2 answers for this question out of this list. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, The Lego Movie, Cars, Trolls, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Shrek Forever, Tom and Jerry Back to Oz. 2 from that list, please. Question 5. In 2016, at the 71st Tony Awards, Dear Evan Hansen was nominated for 9 awards. How many did it actually win? 6, 7, 8, or all 9 of them? Question number 6. Which recent Disney live-action remake did Pasek and Paul write 2 additional songs for? The Jungle Book, Aladdin, The Lion King, Cinderella. Question number 7. Which song secured Pasek and Paul their first Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song? In the Market for a Miracle, This Is Me, Audition, City of Stars. Question 8. Which show secured Pasek and Paul their first Tony Award nomination? A Christmas Story, White Noise, a cautionary musical, Smash, Dear Evan Hansen. And the last question in our second round, question 9. Which is the first Pasek and Paul stage musical that is going to be adapted for film? James and the Giant Peach, Dear Evan Hansen, Dogfight, Edges. And that was your round 2 recap, which means only one thing. We are moving on to our third and final round, which is our picture round. So, question number 1. I would like you to please name the performer. So, I don't want the character's name. I don't want to know the show, film, TV series that they are from. I want to know the real name of the performer. The actress's real name. First and second name, please. Okay, the second picture. Again, I need you to do the same thing. Please name the performer. What is the first and last name of this actor? Again, I don't want to know their character name. I don't want to know the musical that they are in. I'd like you to tell me the name of the performer. The real name of the actor. First and last name, please. Moving on to picture number 3, I'd now like you to please name the show. So, which show, again written by Pasek and Paul, is being displayed in this picture? Question 4 in our picture round is again to please name the show. So this is a picture taken from a live production of a Pasek and Paul show. And I need you to give me the full name of this show, please. Give you plenty of time to have a look at this one because there's a bit more to look at in here than the last two. Okay, let's head on to question 5. So now I would like you to name the film. So this is a screen capture from a film that features music written by Pasek and Paul, and I would like you to give me the name of the film, please. So we have one final picture in this round. Again, I would like you to please name the film. So again, this is a screen capture from a film with music by Pasek and Paul, and I would like you to give me the name of the film, please. Right then, let's quickly recap all of the pictures in our third and final round, our picture round. So here we go. We have number 1. I need you to give me the name of the performer. The first and last names of the performer, please. And then number 2 was again to please name the performer. And then question 3 was to please name the show. So please name the show that this screen capture is taken from. And then number 4 was the same, so please give me the name of the show that's in this picture. Question 5 was to please name the film. So which film is being shown here? And the same is true for number 6. Can you please give me the name of the film? And there we have it. That is the end of our musical theatre quiz this week, all about Pasek and Paul. So, what we're going to do now is just give you a minute and a half to very, very quickly go through your answer form and make sure that you've put something down for every question and that you're happy before you then hit that submit button. We will then be back to go through all of the answers. So also make sure that you've used your pen and paper and just quickly made a quick note of your answers, because then you'll be able to self-mark and know how you've got on as well. So we'll be back with you in a couple of minutes to go through the answers. See you soon. Right, hello and welcome back. Hopefully you have now successfully submitted your answer form, you're happy with everything that you've put, and we will be ready to go through the answers. So I'm just going to have a look to see if we have received any shout outs this week. Not a problem if we haven't, but it's always good to check. Let's have a look. Clicking all the buttons over here on my second screen and hoping that something works. Oh yes, here we go. Okay, no shout outs this week, but that's absolutely fine. I can see that there are people out there because we have got forms in and responded. So thank you so much to you all for getting involved. Let's go through the answers. Okay, so round 1 was all about Pasek and Paul's life. So Pasek's mother is a professor at Temple University. What is her area of study? She's a psychologist. Yes, psychology was the answer. Question number 2. What are Pasek and Paul's first names? It was the first answer on the list. Benj and Justin. Number 3. What was the name of the drama group both Pasek and Paul attended while studying at high school? It was the Staples Players. And I'm just checking, I believe that is because their actual school was called like Staples High School or something like that. I can't see it, but I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that. And so then they just called the yes, Staples High School. It's true, public school located in Connecticut. So there you go. So they just called it the Staples Players after the name of the school. How dull. I much prefer Pushpin Players. I think that's a great name. All stationary, of course, there. Question 4. How many children does Paul have? It's 3. He literally just welcomed the 3rd child along, I believe it was June or July this year. So congratulations to him. Number 5. Who is the eldest, Pasek or Paul? It's Paul. So they're both actually 35, because obviously they were in the same high school. They were in high school together. They were in university together. So they're both 35. They were both born in 1985. But Paul was born in January of that year, whereas Benj Pasek was born in June. So there's only 5 months in it, but Paul is eldest. Question 6. Which university did both Pasek and Paul graduate from? It was the University of Michigan. And the options that I gave you were all different universities in Michigan as well. Question 7. While attending university, which Seussical character did Pasek play? It was Yertle the Turtle. And if you go and look on Google, you can see him in his fabulous costume, which involved lots and lots of inner loo rolls or kitchen roll tubes or something that was stuck all over him. It's a lovely picture, and I'm sure he's really happy that it's out there on the web. Question 8. Pasek and Paul were the youngest recipients ever of an award which honours most promising musical theatre songwriters. Which musical theatre composer is the award named after? Jonathan Larson. It's the Jonathan Larson Award, which also has a grant attached to it, meaning that the recipients of the award also get some money to help them continue doing their creative work and encouraging young and promising and up-and-coming musical theatre songwriters, which is brilliant. Number 9. Although they generally share credit for both elements of songwriting, who is primarily responsible for each element? So Pasek is the lyricist and Paul writes the music. So, well done so far. I hope you've got 9 out of 9. But if not, don't worry, there is still plenty more questions to go to bump up your score. So let's head into the answers for round 2 about their shows, films and TV shows. Question 1. Which was Pasek and Paul's first show on Broadway? It was A Christmas Story. Based on the cult film of the same name. It's a comedy, of course, and it was their first show on Broadway. Obviously, La La Land is a film, so it was never on Broadway. So that was your bit of a wild card answer there. But A Christmas Story was the answer to number 1. Question 2. Which superhero TV show did Pasek and Paul write a song for in 2017? It was Flash. And it was a song that was in a musical episode of the show. I believe it was in the 3rd season. And I believe one of the leading characters in the show sung the song as well. So there you are. How cool. Question 3. In Dear Evan Hansen, how did Evan break his arm? He fell out of a tree. Well, maybe there's some debate there. Did he fall? Did he actually purposefully let go? But out of the list of answers that we gave you, fell out of a tree was the correct one. Question 4. Which 2 of the following animated films have Pasek and Paul written songs for? Trolls. Yes, that animated film Trolls, with music also by Justin Timberlake. They also wrote a song for it. And Tom and Jerry Back to Oz. They were the 2 out of the list that you needed to give us for that answer. Question 5. In 2016, at the 71st Tony Awards, Dear Evan Hansen was nominated for 9 awards. How many did it actually win? It won 6, including Best New Musical. I'm just checking here now before I get it wrong. I don't want to get anything wrong. Yes, it won, and it also won Best Original Score. What else did it win? I can't see on here, but Best Original Score, Best New Musical. So there you go. Question number 6. Which recent Disney live-action remake did Pasek and Paul write 2 additional songs for? It was Aladdin. Question 7. Which song secured Pasek and Paul their first Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song? It was City of Stars from La La Land. And just for you know, they've received nominations or won awards for all of the songs that I listed there. So City of Stars from La La Land obviously won Best Original Song at the Golden Globes. But Audition, which is another song from La La Land, won Best Song at the Critics' Choice Movie Awards, and also at the Houston Film Critics Society Awards, and at the Phoenix Film Critics Society Awards, and the Satellite Awards. And it was also nominated for an Academy Award as well. And then, what else did I have on there? This Is Me, obviously from The Greatest Showman. It was nominated for an Academy Award, nominated for Critics' Choice Movie Award, and it won a Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song as well. But this was after La La Land. And then the other one, which was in the market for a miracle, that won the Emmy Award for Outstanding Original Music and Lyrics. So they were all winning songs. It was just picking the right one. And then question 8, which show secured Pasek and Paul their first Tony Award nomination? It was A Christmas Story. Now, if you got which was their first show on Broadway right, that would have given you a big hint for this question. And then finally in this round, question 9, which is the first Pasek and Paul stage musical that is going to be adapted for film. It's Dear Evan Hansen. And at the moment, Ben Platt is supposed to be reprising his role. He was the original Evan on Broadway. However, he has said that if the pandemic continues and filming can't go ahead as was originally planned, he may be forced to step down because of concerns around his age. So if you are a Dear Evan Hansen fan and a Ben Platt fan, then you want to keep a close ear to the ground about that. Right, we're now heading into our third and final round, the picture round. So question 1 was to name the performer. This is Rebecca Ferguson in The Greatest Showman. Question 2, again, was to name the performer. This is Sam Tutty. Now, Sam Tutty is the original person to play Evan Hansen in the show Dear Evan Hansen in the West End. He recently took the Olivier Award for Best New Musical in the West End for Dear Evan Hansen. And I believe he also won Best Actor in a Musical, I want to say. He definitely won 2 awards, I'm sure he did. But he was straight out of drama school, and it just goes to show what is possible if you put your mind to it. So, Sam Tutty there. Question 3, name the show. This is A Christmas Story. If you've seen the film or seen the show, this lamp, which is like a prosthetic leg, is one of the main stakeholders in the show, so that was a big giveaway. If not, of course, A Christmas Story is a comedy, and I mean somebody hugging a lamp that's got fishnets. Yeah. Question 4 was also to name the show. This is James and the Giant Peach. So you can see there's the ladybird, and there's James in the middle, spider, and stuff in all these creative anamorphic costumes. Question 5 was to name the film. This is Aladdin, and this is a screenshot of Jasmine singing Speechless, which is one of the songs that Pasek and Paul wrote for the film. So there we go, all cool and dandy. And then finally, name the film. This is from La La Land. So, congratulations to everybody. Thank you so much to all those who took part. I hope you have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you got lots and lots of answers right. We'll of course be getting in touch with the winners to congratulate you through our online form, but it's not about the winning, it's about the taking part. Don't forget about our other fantastic opportunities that we've got as part of our second round of lockdown and our quarantine activities. We've got our read-through of James and the Giant Peach coming up on Friday evening and Sunday afternoon. And then on Saturday evening, we have our online concert celebrating all things Pasek and Paul. You can sing, dance, play an instrument, act, or do any other performance skill using any material that has been written by Pasek and Paul. Send in your performances to us using the completely free WeTransfer website to inspirationstc.email@gmail.com by 4 p.m. on Saturday, the 14th of November, this coming Saturday. And then you can join me live the same evening at 7 p.m. at tinyurl.com/Pasek Paul concert, where I will be sharing with you all the amazing material that we have received. Here is all of our contact details again if you would like to get in touch with us to find out more about Inspirations, how you can get involved either during lockdown or when we can reopen. All of my details are on screen. But most importantly, make sure that you are following us across all of our social media networks. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok and YouTube. Find all of our profiles at Inspo Theatre, and make sure that you watch our most recent lockdown performance video of You Will Be Found from Dear Evan Hansen. I'm going to sign off in my usual way, which is to say thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic time. Enjoy the rest of your evening, but most importantly, stay safe, but keep performing. Good night.